Right, so you find me amidst a pile of Robin Reliant engines. For this one being an engine for a Supervan 3 belonging to the Bearded Explorer that is basically, unless a man wanted to spend lots of money buying pistons and bits for it that a man can't find and a load of other stuff, Narned. You'd have seen us months ago trying to get this thing to turn over. In the end, we had to press the pistons out with a 20-ton press. So, what my original plan was to go and purchase a working 850cc or a 650cc engine to go in said Robin Reliant to save us some time. Now, I sort of agreed with a mate to have one, and it's been backwards and forwards, but as far, we sort of haven't got there yet. So I give up on that idea. Well, it's an oil thingy, right. So what I did was I was fishing through eBay the other week, because I thought if a man could find some pistons, he could rebuild on this one, and then put some big ends in it. Crank might be oval. All that sort of stuff. Anyway, I found a set of pistons, but I'm not sure because I don't think they were the right ones. And while I was looking for the set of pistons, he found this one, which is this pile of bits down there. Now, this one has one upside against this one. Now, this one, I have washed it because it didn't look this nice a minute ago. I'm just going to throw the photograph in now. Basically, this was in a barn for 20 years. On the floor, no one knows nothing about it. The head wasn't bolted on, that's down there. And if I go over here a minute, that's the sump, which has got holes rotted in it, where it's been sat in a barn on the floor for 20 years. So, basically, this one, know nothing about this one, apart from the fact that it appears to have the turnings, and we know a bit more about this one because we know this one don't work either. So what my cunning plan is, I think between this one, which I think is an 850cc, but I'm not really sure because I know bugger all about Reliant Robin engines, and this one, which we think is a 650cc, I could do homework on it, but I'm really not interested. It's the possibility of an engine that will function by Saturday, that me and Fudgy can put back into Supervan 3 so that we can get it going and everyone can stop whinging about me about having not started it. So I bought a gasket set for this one, this is over here, about 8 months, a year ago, when we first had to take the head off, vaguely hoping that a man could just bash on it and it would turn over. So technically I have a top end gasket set. I don't need a bottom end gasket set because I'm saving on the on the sump gasket. So I've got, where have I put that? That's over here as well. So I've got a good, clean, functioning, non-rusting out sump off of the original vehicle. This array of stuff here is the old 650 backplate, rocker arms, push rods, clutch stuff. And then that pile of mankiness there that I haven't really looked at, the flywheel and the clutch were bolted on here, not very well because all the bolts was loose, is an 850 one. But it does look to me, if you're a Robin Reliant nutter, I'm sure I'm probably wrong, but you can shout at me, but I don't care, that man can clamp this original backplate off of his 650 onto his 850 and then decide which cylinder head, carburetor, stuff he uses, clutch, flywheel, probably going to go for that because we know that fits in the vehicle. And then by the end of this adventure, I may possibly have a 650, 850 hybrid with compressions that turns over that may possibly start. That won't take 5 minutes. We're going to do that now. Right, so as you would have seen, I might have slightly yagger-daggered the sump on there, but do remember this is a quick job because this is one of them things that you ain't going to earn you nothing. So, obviously, in the perfect world, if you were building this engine, you'd have sort of removed all these studs and nicely sanded on the top of here and made it look beautiful, ready for it to produce lots of the powers. Now, remember, this is an 850 Reliant engine, which is actually, as far as I know, an Austin 7 engine with a water pump, because Austin 7s didn't have water pumps. So what we're going to do for engine refreshing and cylinder head refreshing purposes is we're going to just sort of have a bit of a polish on these sealing rings here, a bit of decoating with this electric drill and a wire brush. I mean, it's not that cruel. And we'll basically, that'll keep the horsepower in well enough for what we need to do. Now, these studs are actually, because that head that's down there was sort of sat on it when it came off of eBay. Wasn't actually a gasket in it, but it was actually fitted to the engine but not bolted on. So obviously we're going to need to give the top of these pistons a professional decoating. Yeah, that's decoked. I'll just go for this one too. Yeah, that's decoked. Oh no, it isn't quite decoked, is it? Need to push harder. Oh, shiny. Right. And we'll just do these two. Actually need some sort of lubricant on there to get that off. I'll see professional lubrication decoaking spray going on there. Whoa, that's working much better. You can feel the newness coming back into it already. Now obviously this is an aluminium cylinder block, so you have to be a professional and not push too hard as to completely not ruin it. Luckily enough, I know how to do that, so getting there, look at that. Right. I think that'll do. Let's give it a bit of a rub just to see what a horrible mess we have made. Oh, not bad actually. Right. So in an ideal world, obviously we would scrub and clean on this for hours and make it look beautiful, but sadly there isn't quite the budget for that, so we're going to call that refreshed. I think it's good enough to hold a head gasket, and let's be honest, it's not as if it's making the 200 horsepower, is it? Probably not even making 20. I have no idea. I'm sure someone will tell me. Power. I mean, these little engines can admittedly be race tuned to go like Billy-O. This one probably wouldn't be a good idea. There's too much horsepower in the Reliant Supervan, and there's one half of the chassis that's actually connected to the other half of the chassis. That later might break. So this is a getting it going exercise, and you'll probably find that this engine is going to lubricate on the rings, pre-start lubrication. They are free, by the way. We have tested on that it has rings and compression. Well, we can't test the compressions, but I did fill these cylinders up with diesel the other night and it didn't all end up on the floor. So that's smooth. So I'm going to have a little bit more of a clean on this so it doesn't offend me. And then I think we'll go back on some top quality time lapse as we check whether the head gasket I've got for this thing actually fits. And I have used me pinky to check that the cam followers, one, are in here and haven't fell out, which they are, and that they are goo free and actually function as a cam follower, which they do. Right, time lapsey. So now we get to a more technical point in the operation where we have to decide which cylinder head we're going for. Now we've got this one here, which is slightly sheared off bolt, cure that in a bit. It's off of a, we've got another one of the manifolds down there, and that's got 2 sheared off bolts in it. Off of Collins' original 650cc Reliant thingy. And then we've got this one here, that came with the engine that we found in a barn off of eBay. So I'm assuming there's probably a million differences if we were being really posh, but to me they sort of look pretty much about the same. Now I've got the rocker shaft and all the bits for this one, and seeing as I haven't taken this lid off of this one yet, no, we've just made our decision. That's rubbish, basically, because this one doesn't appear to have any valve springs. It's going to take loads of time to put valve springs on it, take them off of this one. So if we get the valve spring testing tool, valve spring valve opening testing tool, oh, that needs some coming around. Yeah, that one's alright. That one's not bad. That one's alright. Where's the valve spring rejuvenating spray? Right. Oh yes, that is improving. That one isn't. More rejuvenation spray. Might need to put some in the bottom. Actually, we could put some. No, that'll involve taking stuff off I don't want to take off. We'll just hit on it a bit. Oh, I think that's coming around too. What about the next one? That one's got lots of spring in it. There's that one. Yeah, that one might want a bit of bringing around as well. That's that one there that's sort of slightly worrying a fella. Is it actually closing? Don't drop it. I think it's because it's got a load of mouse poop stuck in it. That's why it's not closing. Yes. Right. I need to work on that a bit. I'm sort of liking that one. That one feels alright. Doesn't seem to want to go back to where it's supposed to be there. May possibly have to get the valve compressing tool and have a bit of a clean up on the valves. That's going to take ages. Trouble is, if it doesn't have the compressions, it ain't going to go, is it? Could have wasted all of £12 on a head gasket. Let's just sit it upside down on its carburetor and bash on it a bit more. That looks like a man with a chisel. I don't know, I reckon she'd seat. I think that just needs more tapping. Oh, it's most definitely coming around. Right. I am probably... Did it come with an exhaust manifold and that gasket? It did. Oh, it came with some rubber valve seals as well. Going to have to take the valves out, clean them up. And then we might as well use this head, then we don't have to swap all the bits from this head over onto that head. Might save a bit of time, wouldn't it? And there's nothing technically wrong with this head, apart from it hasn't been used since 1986 and it's a bit sea solid. So we're going to put this top quality thing back down here in the spares pile. And then I think we're going to have to... I'm not getting the whirly stick out. It's going to get a drill valve regrind. We're running out of benches. We're going to have to clear this one of tut here. We have quickly used the valve spring removey tool, and we did have to use the valve spring removey tool extra softening device to get it to fall out. Taken the valve out of this one here, and as you'll see, there's quite a lot of dirt and mouse poo and stuff in there. So no, right, I'm going to move that. So what we are going to need to do is we are going to have the valve out of this thing. Well, sadly, that's going to take a load of time. But luckily enough, I've assembled, so I've used the bench-based valve rejuvenating whirly tool to make this valve that I've just taken out that was a bit seized to look like new. Oh, hang on. She's mint. So obviously we're going to have to de-coke again all the stuff out of here first, and we're going to need to do all of these. Take this manifold off and the inlet manifold, and I mean these valve things are supposed to be squidgy, I think. They're supposed to be squidgy. Yeah, no, they're rock hard and don't function. So is it? No, right. Yeah, I'm going to have to take all the valves out. Basically, I'm going to get Yagger Dagger in on this. And then we're going to electro drill because basically, when you were like the work experience kiddie, valve grinding, so you need to grind this edge here nice and smooth and flush against this edge here using fine and coarse valve grinding paste by smearing it on here, and then you have a little rubby stick. I'm not doing it with the rubby stick because I'm not the work experience kiddie anymore. We'll lube on these stems and we'll do some high speed valve regrinding, basically using an electric drill. So if you get the idea, obviously you can slot this in here, spin it round, and oh yeah, that's the coarse one. And then you smear a load of this on here. What you do need to remember to do is lubricate on your valve stem, because obviously in the nicest of ways it wasn't designed to be whirring round flat out attached to an electric drill. But as long as it's lubricated, this is a tried and tested method for valve seat rejuvenation. Oh, that was sharp. And it works a treat. That is a bit tight on there, isn't it? I'll come back a bit. Then we see what to do. It's just basically gingerly spinning the valve and regrinding the valve seat, and then you can nicely add, let's swap compounds because that's probably enough for that for the minute. Oh dear, that's dried out. We'll have to mix a bit of stuff in with that, jollied up. Oh, that's better. That's brought that around beautifully. So basically, we pop this valve back out. Now this is not the posh professional way of doing things, but as I said, we are on a limited budget. Oh yeah, it's got a bit of a ridge in it, but good enough for a Robin Reliant engine. So here we are. Look, you basically have to nicely grind it down till you get posh lines all the way around, but we're not going into all of that now. As long as this seat on here is shiny, which it now is, the port is clean, put the valve back in, shut nicely, and then we'll use the valve tool, and we need to put new top hat oil seals on top of the valves, these things which are nice and squidgy, on here, like so, to stop it smoking like a trooper when you first fire it up in the morning, because it's leaking oil down the valve stems. These are what are known as valve stem seals. So I'm not going to bore you to death with me having to sit here for 2 hours, go through all these springs, squidge everyone, take it off, clean the head. I'm just going to disassemble this, clean all the valves, blow all the ports out, put some new gaskets on at this bit, and then we'll be back in a minute. Lovely. Right. That's not totally the professional way of doing things, but the problem I was suffering, you would have noticed, is that as these valve collets have been wedged in here in not running condition since 1986, last time this head did any description of turning, they will not come out using a valve compression tool. So then you have to hit the valve compression tool with a hammer, which means that these little, the Americans call them keepers, we call them collets, valve collets, escape at great pace off across your workshop, and if we lose those, we're buggered. So he's a bit listy, but he'll be fine. So what I've done for the minute is cheated, and you'll find if you take an appropriate sized socket, don't go crazy, and basically hit on it gently. There's a valve I've obviously done, that's why that's still there. You go dank, and the valve collets will pop out, and if you do it correctly and don't let it bounce too much, you end up with them in there, and it all comes apart. And seeing as we're going to have to hit it with a hammer anyway, might as well do that. So what I'm going to do now is pull all the valves, lie them out on here, because I know which way they go, apart from the one that I've already repaired. Change these rock hard, rubbish dead valve top hat seals, and then spend far too much time, so I don't want to spend cleaning this cylinder head up properly. Yeah, that's quite a lot of gack there. Oh yes, that doesn't do much of the move-ins, does it? That's a bit sticky. To give us the best hope. Oh, you're going. You are going, aren't you? Yeah, she's out. Come on. I know you haven't moved since 1986, but you're about to get a shock. And I'm about to have dropped me valve spring, knuckly enough, not all me collets, bugger, down there into the bottom of the thingy. But it's got a catchment tray, so we're looking at that as an upside. Not much of an upside, but an upside. Right, I shall be back when I have retrieved me valve collets and me spring from down there after I gnawed it down there. And sorted out the rest of the bits that I need to make all this work. Right, so we have refreshed on this cylinder head. We have done all the valve cleaning and the valve seals and a bit of regrinding. Ta-da! It's got goo on it, must be rag. We have cleaned on the faces. And she's like new, you will be thinking, God, the man put it through his little mill and everything like that. No, I just hit it with a DA sander. So basically, I think that's good enough. We've obviously cleaned on this face a bit, not quite as much as we probably should have done. So we'll just refresh that again a minute. Oh, look at that. Oh, I think that'll do. We'll fit this El Nouveau posh manifold gasket that came in me £15 head gasket set. Refreshed. So what we now need to do, now obviously that we've got beautiful mating surface, redone valves, is to pick the nice poshly reconditioned engine up. We'll have to wind me rubbish stand back together a bit. 15 quid from Lidl's. My, have they taken some punishment. Very nice thing with these cars is the engine's tiny. So you would have seen me beat this head gasket on here earlier. So obviously we need to get that bit on there if it fits. And I remember having to hammer this one off because it was a bit rubbish, but I suppose there's only one way to find out, isn't there? Does this bit fit on that bit? Oh, it might need a bit of hammerage. These bolt holes really rubbish. Right. Oh no, she is going. I'm just going to get a hammer and a soft blow hammer, obviously, and gently snug this up. We have put a cylinder head on, torquilized it nicely. I've chucked the rocker gear in and the push rods. I've boiled on this exhaust manifold and removed the broken stud. Cleaned on the carburetor a bit, so it does the carburetor type stuff. And it would appear that if wound in the right direction, we have compressions. What a cunning plan that me and Fudgy have come up with next is, obviously we need to do minor valve tappet clearance so that doesn't sound like a helicopter when it first starts up, is to put the clutch on the distributor that is over here on this engine. We've got to try and bring this water pump around. I'll just demonstrate that because we haven't got another one and that one sounds a little bit dry. And we are pumping oil because we keep getting, earlier we had an oil thingy here and when you spin it, it leaks oil. So pumping oil. We have tested on the other fuel pump. And she make the fuel pump noises. We don't know about this one because we haven't tested on this one yet. So in theory, set the tappets, throw the gearbox on. We rejuvenated the starter motor over a year ago, so in theory that might still work. I found the rotor arm, took me half an hour, and the cap. She is top quality 1970s. So distributor on, cap on, set tappets, bolt gearbox on, fit starter motor, possibilities of rejuvenation on water pump, beat on the dynamo to make it turn because it doesn't go round, refit the top quality 1975 I don't know what, that's a fuel pipe, we might need that. 1975 fan belt, because that will work for a little bit. Lovely. And then we're going to take this unit here and clamp it to this large metal bench that's here and see if there's any possibilities with a bit of wiring and stuff that it might fire before we spend a load of time putting it in a Superfan 3. At least we know then we've got the possibilities of it going before it's wedged in a hole about this big that you can't get at it. Cunning, isn't that a cunning plan, Fudge? Cunning plan. The home of cunning plans. Distributor, timed-ish, leads, plugs, fan, just for that extra health and safety aspect to have to watch out for. Belt, managed to make the dynamo turn round and roundy, fitted the fuel pump that works, had to change this front pulley, or crank pulley, because it was a different size on a later one. I'm shooting this one, this obviously falls the dynamo, make it spin slower, faster, whatever. Filled it up with the oils, it's a 2050. Nice heavyweight, proper old school engine oil. So we haven't really done anything to lift the top of the carb off yet, so I've left this. But what I have done, obviously I've put the clutch on. She is aligned by eye. And then I have also washed this and found it, because I lost that bit. So I'll put the newness back in the gearbox. And hopefully, if my clutch alignments are somewhere near, this bit should go on there. Don't know. Actually, we'll select a gear. That will do if I take the bolts out of the rear of it. Like, they need to go in there. I've lost half of them. All that. Yes. Fitted. So in theory now, all I have to do is find the necessary bolts to bolt the starter motor on. That's better. Necessary bolts to bolt the starter motor on, and attempt rigging up some electricals so that we can do the brum stuff. Blow the gas out of this carburetor. Whoa, that's clear, isn't it? Right, so as you would have seen there, we quickly scooched the top off the carburetor. Not sure that the accelerator pump's going to work. Don't think it does. Not really terribly surprising. More to beat on that a bit. Dot that back on there. So we're to the point where we need to do the turning over based stuff. So I've got my oil light rigged up, which you will have seen before. I have put fuel in the carburetor, but current we have no ignition system because we haven't got to that yet. And obviously we haven't strapped this to a bench. So what we're going to just go for at the moment is cranking it to the death to see if the oil light technically goes out, as if we got oil pressure and the starter motor functions. Which I'm pretty sure that bit works. And we've got oil pressure! Yeah? How long is it going to take to leach off? Assuming that my screwdriver's still working, which it is. She's holding. Oh, she's back again. Look at that. Right. Slightly stuck recoil on my starter. I need to beat on that a bit. There's my beating apparatus. Lubrication. Lubrication is key. Definitely have got Mr. Fudge. If I plug this here slightly hillbilly coil, we got off an old Beetle engine here, and do this.
Ooh,
the points is functioning.
Electric.
Now we have the flashings. Whether we've got a spark down to through the leads from 1975 to a spark plug, I don't know. But I was thinking, seeing as I've topped the carburetor up with petrol, fitted the rotational based strap.
Engine mount.
Yeah, you can be on the petroleums.
Okay.
If any petroleums. Have you gone? Should we move the this pucker engine testing bench that we've invented
Test bench, yeah.
a bit further forwards? Give escape room. Now, beware, health and safety wise, of the swirling sharp metal fan on the front.
Okay, I'll stay this side.
So
of
you
it.
stay that side of it. Hopefully, it won't try to escape. It may not even go at all. Just check our camera angles a
It's
minute.
in neutral. We're safe.
Yeah. Make sure it doesn't drive off.
Prop shaft spinning up and throwing a bolt into my face.
I think that'll be all right. I think we've got a possibility of a drag coefficient around there, so I just take those out. Yeah. So, what I reckon we're going to do is, because obviously I've got a char on this starter motor, so technically at the moment we are live. So, that one there, ooh, that's the choke.
Yeah, the choke is on.
Oh, it's because I managed to bash it the wrong side, didn't I manage that? It's because I'm a twat and I put it together wrong. Un moment. Where's my screwdriver? I've managed to put the choke lever the wrong side of the carburetor lever. And obviously the timing could be anywhere. We think it's sort of somewhere near, but it might just blow flames out of here. So be wary.
Carburetor flamage.
Well, we have got the
wrong?
silencer off the vehicle, so if we wanted to get really posh, we could put the whole exhaust system poking over there.
We could, but that wouldn't be very exciting, would it?
But no, I think flames and I mean, we need to stay true to our norms, don't we?
We do. I mean, we've got the ratchet strap stroke engine mount close to the flamage, so
that's fine.
that
Yeah,
could melt.
but that it'll take a long time for that to burn through.
True.
And at current, we don't have a totally proper rigged up pumpable fuel supply. Obviously, we've got no engine cooling. We haven't even got a bucket, but we only need to see.
If she fires, yeah.
Well, if it's gonna do anything, because I mean, technically, it is made out of a load of bits, most of which haven't gone since at least 1985-86. That was when the thing was abandoned, and the other one came out of a shed in Southampton, Portsmouth way. Let's just remove anything that's flammable from over here. Right, so now we've made the choke work again.
Let's move that down there.
I've still got electrical, so that's the choke. You're going to be on the choke.
Yep.
I mean, we could just bend it so it sort of. Yeah, you're happy on that?
I'll happily grab that.
Right. So we see if we get any noise and flames.
Yes.
I think what we need to do is pour some petrol down it.
I can smell petrol.
That's because I poured it all over this side of the engine. And we know the accelerator pump, no function.
Oh, she don't work.
Didn't appear to earlier, but it may be coming around as we speak. And we are assuming that the leads, the cap, obviously we haven't taken a spark plug out yet and tested for spark, have we?
Okay.
So let's just throw petrol at it first, and if it goes pop, then we'll know there's a possibility of it having sparkles against the possibility of it not having sparkles. Coil is live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, let's go. I'm not sure we got any sparking going on there, are you?
No.
Right. Yakadaka gun.
Yakadaka.
Well, you know what I mean. I'll get professional and take a spark plug out properly. I mean, it's possible our 1980 spark plugs don't function very well.
Were they champion?
I have no idea what they are. I have cleaned on them. Or that the rotor arm is rubbish. It's got fuel. Shall I see if I can electrocute myself or set fire to myself somehow?
Okay.
So,
Mind your finger on the starter.
Yeah. It's a bit hit and miss, isn't it? Might need to attempt on a bit more cleaning on there, don't you?
Or because he's sort of going and not going, he cleaned up the
points
and the.
Yeah, done that.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did have a bit of a scrape on the inside of the distributor cab. There's a possibility we just haven't put enough fuel in it. Or the timing is hideously out, but you would have thought it would at least backfire, wouldn't you? To take these spark plugs out with a wheel bar the first time. Honestly, they were so. It took me about 3 hours. They were just seized in there solid. So, have we got points-based failure? I can't see a lot of flashing going on there all of a sudden.
There's not much of a gapage, is there?
I thought there was quite a big gap. Where's me trying not to electrocute myself, screwdriver? Hang on. So there, have we got? No. That might help, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Did we have that on a minute ago? Must have done.
I think that, unless that came off when we took the cap off.
It's definitely got us. I wonder if I want to clean on the points a bit more. Here's me points, me little winky points file. There it is. Try that again. I definitely have got a spark there. Should we pour some more petrol down it just to make things more exciting for the viewers?
Most definitely.
That would obviously more exciting for you. I mean, there is a fair likelihood actually that we could just sort of pin the choke.
Open?
Well, no, pin the choke closed a bit without you stood there, just in case lots of flames come out of it.
I'm sure the viewers would quite like to see fudgy a flame.
No, I don't. We don't need you to die quite yet. Right.
Okay.
That was a fire.
Yeah.
So that means the timing's out, doesn't it? So, points off. Where's top dead? Because I took the useful one with the pointer off earlier. I don't think this one has a mark on it. Might need a mark on it. So, I reckon we are. Oh no, there they are. Belt slightly slack. Can you hold that there? Because I broke the knobble off the torch earlier on. You know, the magnetic one that holds it to things.
Yeah.
That died.
Oh.
So that's top dead centre.
Okay.
So we need top dead centre. It should be pointing at this lead-ish, shouldn't it?
I'd say that's retarded. Does it go in counterclockwise?
It's got a little arrow there that says it goes that way.
Yeah, counterclockwise.
So At the moment it's coming, yeah, it needs to be.
No, the other way. Yes. Yes.
Should we try that?
Okay.
Right, I'm going to reconnect the fire making device.
Ploppity plop.
Plop, plop. Pour more fuel down it.
Yes.
Right, you ready on the accelerator? Mm-hmm. Flame-based one round there.
I'm on it.
You're on it, right? You're on the revies. I think she's going to go, Fudgy. Yeah, more petrol. Right, ready?
Yes.
I think we'll call that. So we haven't. That's not bad for something we just set the timing on by hand a minute ago.
That sounded nice.
Let's pour more fuel down it.
Yay. Right, release the choke.
That sounds really sweet.
It did sound.
I wouldn't release the choke. It's only run for 10 seconds.
Just to get the petrol go down its
Right,
neck a bit more. Right.
Right.
Okay.
You're on the revages. I've got the oil light over here. Here goes gain. Right. I think we need to put that to Robin Reliant. Robin.
Plastic pig.
Robin Reliant Supervan free?
Yes.
We may need to attend to the carburetor because we're not quite sure if that's working.
Well, it did throttle up.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's good. It'd be interesting to see if it sucked any petrol. Let's have the top back off of it again.
Because it did. Brum, brum.
No, I did fill the float bowl up. Let's remember to put it back the right side
Just
this
a little
time.
bit more of an advance, just for a tiny, tiny bit there.
Oh, it has. It's emptied the float bowl. Ooh, I might actually be doing carburetor type stuff. I poured loads of petrol in it now. Right, so that needs to go back on there. Possible that the carburetor is actually functioning. Right, I mean, you can work whichever one you want. Do you want to be this side or that side?
I'll go throttle side.
Yeah, you can have the throttle. I've poured loads more petrol all over the place over there, just to make sure that it's proper dangerous.
It's all over the manifold and everything.
It'll be fine. Right, we ready for this?
Okay.
Hang on, I've been a numpty and put the choke the wrong side again. That'd probably be all right for a minute, wouldn't it? Oh, I think we need to pour more petrol down it. Because it's got no accelerator pump, has it? I don't think. Should I put the carburetor back together properly? I tried earlier and I thought I'll remember to put that the right I have put it the right side of there, haven't I? No, I wasn't an idiot. It's because we've got it pinned open, isn't it? Or pinned closed.
Yeah.
Right. Right, now we're chucking loads more fuel at it. Suppose better have me tea. I'll go coffee before it goes cold. It looks like he's got pretty good oil pressure as well. It was quiet.
It's very quiet.
Right. I think, mate, as this Friday night, we'll call that a runner.
We'd call that.
That's definitely a runner.
Yes.
Right. So this is our grand and cunning plan. We're having too many of them. I'm going to put this out of the way because it's offending me a minute. Hang on. So what we're going to do now is put this top quality unit. Oh yeah, that's going to want a bit of loving, isn't it? Oh no, she's going. I need some freeing up spray on that. Is put this top quality unit back in a Robin Reliant Supervan 3, Regal, Reliant, Regal, Robin, van, 3, whatever. Del Boy van.
Yes.
So we have revolutionised the Del Boy unit, but we're not doing that till tomorrow. So you're going to have to come back on Sunday, and then you watch us two idiots test drive a Supervan 3 once we put this back in it. Al, fudge, 60 diesels, we'll catch you 10:30 Sunday morning. We get asked all the time is these. So we've just ordered some new ones of these because I've ruined mine, all of them, and Fudgy's got some ones of his own coming. So we did acquire ourselves a technical merchandising manager, but she hasn't really done anything. We're not going to moan about that because I won't get fed or spoke to for a fortnight. So basically what we did do was speak to Derek, who's the nice man that makes these, and said to Derek, look, the likelihood of us ever being able to start an electronic EPOS website thing is just not going to happen for a minute. And Derek said, just send them to me. So my friend Derek, who lives just up the road, is a lovely bloke, runs a company called Monkeys Inc. and they make these for us. So I'm going to try and stick a link in the description for Derek's website. So if you want a 6D Diesels hoodie, t-shirt, anything like that, go to Derek's website, send him a mail, and he will make you one of these to our specs, or whatever we want to call that, Fudgy. And then, obviously, we're not Amazon, so don't expect it to turn up the day afterwards, because they have to be printed in your size and sent. So Monkeys Inc., Derek, and then you can have a 6D Diesels hoodie. We've got some new ones that Derek's making us that should be reasonably comical. So basically, that's that one sort of sorted until we get really big and popular, and then we'll have our own posh website when I figure out how to make one.